be hearing spoken music. It is definitely music. That's been my endeavor for over 40 years now, writing spoken music that becomes music, crossing that fine border so that one becomes the other and the other becomes the one.
Comparisons.
It's still eternity, but it's the moment as well.
It's still eternity.
All moments
But it's the moment
contained within
as well.
the one.
All moments
It's still eternity,
contained
but it's the moment.
within the one.
All moments contained
All
within
moments
the one.
contained within the one.
Within the one as well.
It's still eternity.
All moments
But it's the moment
within the one.
as well.
I'm here. Here where I am.
I'm here.
It's still eternity.
The only place
Here where I am.
But it's the moment
I could possibly be.
as well.
The only place
Unless
I could possibly be.
I was someplace else.
All moments
Unless
contained within the one.
Which would be.
I was someplace else.
It's still eternity.
I was someplace else.
Which would be.
Contained within the one.
Unless
All moments.
I was someplace else. Which would be
Which
the
would be
here of there.
The here of
which would
there.
be the here of there.
It's still eternity.
But it's the moment as well.
The concept of the eternal moment seems logical to the spiritual mind.
But at the same time,
The concept
But
which is the same moment,
at the same time,
of the eternal moment
the ambiguity of the term
which is the same moment,
seems logical.
eternal moment
the ambiguity of the term eternal moment
To the spiritual mind.
disturbs the poet's mind.
Acceptance is a form
acceptance
of surrender.
is a form of
Acceptance
surrender.
is a form of surrender. I'm here.
Accepting
which may or may not
Here where I am.
is a form of surrender,
suggest surrendering
Which is the only place.
which may or may not
to value.
suggest surrendering.
I'm here. Here where I am, which is the only place I could possibly be,
Here where I am,
unless I was someplace else.
surrendering to values
which may or
which
may not
may or may not
agree with your own.
agree with your own.
Which would be
here.
which would be the here of there.
Which
Which
is
is
here
here.
and
now.
now. All moments contained within
All
moments
moments contained within.
contained within
The eternal now.
Thank you. Thank you. Is it possible? Is it possible to believe the impossible?
Is it possible?
Is it possible to believe?
Is it possible? I would say it was possible.
I would say
Possible to believe.
it was possible.
I would say
Possible to believe anything
Possible to believe.
that one might wish to believe,
it was possible.
Possible to believe anything
with the understanding
that one might wish to believe.
Possible to believe anything.
is it possible to
It
believe
is
It
possible
is
impossible.
possible
to
to believe the
impossible.
impossible.
I would say
And I
And I would say it is possible.
it
It
is
is
possible
possible.
with the understanding that
With
believing
the other understanding
anything
that believing
with the understanding
does not necessarily confirm
anything
that believing
the existence,
does not
does
necessarily
not
does
necessarily
not
confirm
necessarily confirm the existence of what is
Of what is
believed,
of what
believed.
is believed to exist.
for it may not.
Is it possible?
Particularly
to believe
For it may not exist.
if it is the impossible.
The
impossible. Is it possible to
Is it
believe
possible
the
to
Is it
believe the
possible
impossible?
to believe the impossible?
But the existence of what is believed
The existence
Is it possible
is not as important
of what is believed
to believe
as believing.
is not as important
the impossible?
Or is it more important,
as believing it.
depending on what one believes?
Is
it possible
to
believe the impossible? And does believing in the
And
impossible
does believing
give it more
in
credibility?
the impossible
And does believing
I suppose it would.
in the impossible
give it
any more
any more credibility?
I suppose it
I
would.
suppose it would.
for the believer,
If the believer was a true believer.
Not a disbelieving
but
one.
a true believer?
I
suppose
it
is
is possible. I remember an old ballad.
Probably from the 30s.
I remember a lot of old ballads,
The melodies,
And the words.
including the bridges,
wishing will make it so.
Just keep on wishing.
and cares will go.
Dreamers tell us.
Dreams come true.
It's no mistake.
For wishes are the dreams we dream.
When we're awake,
The curtain
of night will part.
If you are certain,
within your heart,
So if you wish long enough,
wish strong enough.
you will come to know.
wishing
will make it so.
so.
It is possible.
It is
Possible to believe,
to believe
the impossible.
To
impossible.
believe the impossible.
If
one believes.
If
one
one
believes
believes the
the
possible.
That is.
I'm talking to myself
I'm talking
more lately,
to myself
and I'm listening
more lately,
more carefully
and I'm listening
to myself.
more carefully.
That is a strange way of saying
A strange way
what it means.
of saying
A strange way
what it seems.
of saying
A strange.
way.
I'm talking to myself more lately.
Of what it means.
More lately.
Could it mean
I'm talking.
a strange way of
A
saying
strange way of
A
saying.
strange way of saying what it means.
Could it mean
I mean,
I think it could if one compares it.
I think
I think it could.
That is.
I mean
think about it.
That is.
side by side. Think about it.
I mean,
Think about it.
that is
While they mean
While
the
they
same
mean
thing.
the same thing.
they really don't. Not really.
Not
really.
really.
What have we here?
Not really.
What have we here?
I mean,
While they mean the
While
same
they mean
thing.
the same thing.
They don't really.
Not really.
I mean,
Not
really.
really.
They don't
really, and I don't think I know really
What it means,
what
I
it
don't
means.
I don't
Really?
really think I know what it means. I don't really.
And that may really be the reason
And that may
why I'm talking to myself
really be the reason
more lately.
And that may really be
And I'm listening
why I'm talking to
the
myself
reason
more carefully.
more lately.
why I'm talking to myself
And I'm listening
more lately.
more carefully.
And
I'm
I'm
listening
listening
more
more
carefully.
carefully.
Which must mean more than just only carefully.
Which must mean more
I mean more carefully.
A strange way of saying.
than just only carefully.
That is more.
I mean
What it means is what I mean.
more carefully.
What I must have been saying.
When I said,
When I said I'm talking to myself
When I said I'm talking to myself more lately,
more
lately.
lately,
I really mean I'm
I
talking
really
to
mean
myself.
I'm talking to myself
more lately,
I'm
and
listening
listening.
more carefully.
And what I'm hearing
and seeing,
Is myself.
more clearly.
and
And
I
I
appreciate the connection. I appreciate the
the
connection.
Connection.